Good morning, babes, and here's another day where I show you it's not impossible to break through anxiety or depression if you just get up out of that bed, sis. Spend the morning with me. Friend, I've learned the more and more that you do every single day, the easier it becomes. You are not stuck. You just haven't made the decision to actually get up. You are not stuck. Maybe you just don't know where to start. Friend, I felt the same way, but just start somewhere. I never once said that it was easy, and I never will. To be honest, facing and conquering that season of my life was the hardest thing I ever had to deal with. Truth be told, friend, I thought it was over. No one really knows what anxiety can do to the body unless you actually been through it. Nobody knows the challenges that you fight through every single day unless they've been through it. But to be honest, even then, the challenge can look so different for you than it looks for me. I dealt with so much shit that I can't even explain all of it. And the main question is, was it all anxiety? Was it all depression? No, it wasn't. And it took a lot of locking in with myself, digging deeper to really figure out what was the problem. Let me say this, and let me say this loud and clear. Anxiety does not show up in your life to hurt you. It actually shows up as a signal that something is wrong. And even though I went through hell for 2.5 years, I thank God for anxiety finally showing up. Trust me, it showed up in full force, and it definitely showed up and caught me completely off guard. But without it, where would I be? I really don't even know. To be honest with you, if it didn't show up, my heart probably still would be cold. I would still be on edge every single day, unhappy, and I would never took the necessary steps to get to where I'm at today. I would have never even thought about it, to be completely honest with you. I thought I was okay. My nervous system was completely off. My microbiome was completely unhealthy. And at times, it was hard for me to even think clear. I definitely couldn't think positive things. It was tough, and I had to make a change really, really fast. And after those necessary changes, I was able to start really living life for what it was. My situation started from a heart enlargement. And after going through a series of doctor's appointments, MRIs, they could not find out what had caused it. Months later, after being told that my heart had went back to its normal size, I still couldn't get over the situation mentally. That's when anxiety and depression took over control. And trust me, it didn't stop there. Yes, my cardiologist had told me that my heart had went back to normal size, but a person like me, I had to figure out what was causing it so it wouldn't happen again. The stress was already there. Me worrying, it was already there. The fear was already there. So me digging deeper, it wasn't like it was going to change anything or make me better at the moment. In the process of digging deeper, I wrote in my journal every single day. It was my outlet. It was my safe place to vent. I tried therapy sessions. I felt like my therapist understood me, but to a certain extent, she didn't. And to be honest, the things that I was going through on a day-to-day basis, I didn't even understand them myself. So instead of wasting money and trying to book therapy sessions, I stopped those all the way, and I just wrote in my journal. I felt like I couldn't trust anybody. Slow mornings became my new normal. Gym, meditation, prayer, church, all became my new normal. And I can't even lie, it kept me in bed sometimes. And I can't even lie, I was fully depressed. It was one day something in my mind just clicked, and I was like, yo, I am tired. It's either I'm going to break this fear of staying in my room, or I am going to die in this room. Yeah, as you can see, my mind was already in worst case scenario. So I had to ask myself, what was I going to do to change this situation around? I wasn't living. I was barely eating. So it was like, do I really want to live like this, or do I want to fight for whatever it could be on the other side of this? And from that moment on, I didn't give a fuck if it was good or bad. I was going to chase whatever it was on the other side. The reason I am finally telling my story because I see now that a lot of people are dealing with anxiety and depression, but they don't feel like they're going to ever make it out. And I was once there. They feel like they won't ever make it to that other side, and I was once there. And not only that, some people fear what's on the other side. But what if it all just works out for you? What if that other side is worth living for? And if you make it to that other side, what if that's the beginning of your new journey that you've always been waiting for? One thing is for sure, friend, you will never know what's on that other side if you give up today.
Today, the battle of your life may present itself. Are you prepared for the battles ahead? Are you prepared to win? You fight to win. You fight for your teammates. You fight for your friends. You fight for your family. You fight for the badge. You fight for the honor. You fight for your country. You fight for your brothers. You reach. You claw. You hold on. Today is a battle. Tomorrow is a victory lap. Every day is a battle worth winning. Every moment is a battle worth winning. As long as you are still in the game, you fight to win. The game out there, the game of life. Whatever your competition, you fight to win. Whatever your battle, you fight to win. It's all.
Anxiety and depression can feel like a battle that never ends. It's filled with long and exhausting days and sleepless nights, because a lot of times when I was going through it, I barely slept. At night, I had sleep insomnia, overthinking, and during the day, I've dealt with so many pains that I can't even keep track. Chest tightening, derealization, brain fogs, negative thoughts. Yes, I went through all of that and more, but that's just the gist of it. Hi, my name is Bree, and for 2.5 years, I've faced and conquered anxiety and depression every single day. Mentally, I had already checked out and I was giving up on myself completely, but it was something about it physically, it couldn't keep me all the way down. Yes, a lot of days I stayed in my room, but I chose at least one small thing to do every single day to try to break that cycle. And I'm talking about the small things. I would make my bed sometimes and get right back in it. But hey, at least I got up and I made my bed. Anxiety and depression is not about speedy recovery. It's not about how fast you can get back to normalcy. At some point, you have to try to rebuild yourself from the inside out, strengthen your mind, and do a lot of inner work, and try to figure out how you're going to come out of this situation stronger than you went in. It can knock you down completely if you let it. And I know it seems hard, but it's definitely not impossible. There's a lot of people in this world that wants to break free from anxiety or depression, but they just don't know where to start. They don't have the help, or they don't see anyone around them that has made it through, so they think that it's impossible. So that's where I step in at. That's why it's so important for me to tell my story and let people hear it. Because if you never seen anyone break from anxiety or depression, how would you ever think that it's possible? Well, I'm here to tell you that it's not going to happen overnight, friend. It just doesn't work like that. But if I can help you make it through day by day, if I can just help motivate you to complete at least one small task a day, then to be completely honest, my mission is complete and my purpose is fulfilled. So if you need help just getting through your darkest times, please follow me, subscribe to the channel, and leave a brief comment and let me know what you're going through. I am currently living a normal life after facing and battling anxiety and depression, but I will continue to show up to the screen every single day for my babies that are still stuck.